Get stacked.
Triple threat.
Expected value. Now take what you learn, go out there, and get stacked.
What up, team? Gripsed Evan here for Gripsed.com, bringing you the final installment of Alli's victory in the 200K guaranteed Golden Spade Poker Open on Bovada Poker that he took down for $36,000. Woo! So at this point, we're heads up. We're guaranteed $26,254.35. But first place, that prize we really want to get our hands on is $35,764.32. So we're playing for about 9.5K here, 9510.03 to be exact. And at this point, Ali has just taken the heart right out of his opponent, especially if he showed this bluff, which I don't think he did. But he just ran a massive bluff that if you didn't catch, you should probably go back and watch the previous parts. And at this point, Villain has given up a little bit. So the match is going to get a lot smoother. And he's just like, it's a great spot for him to two-barrel, having picked up more equity and us not being that likely to have an ace. So at this point, Ali is going to just go for the max pressure and really do it up. Don't think I like the 8-4 defend, though, especially when you've got an opponent who's just kind of letting you have all the pots on the button. Ooh, nice turn. Nice value for all the streets. I think we should probably go on the smaller side on the river, because our opponent isn't that likely to have hit the queen or likely to have an 8 at all, so the best hand he has is like a 7, maybe an ace high. And I think with those kind of hands, he's more likely to call about a third pot bet. Also, river bets are very significant, so even though, we're only betting a third of the pot, we can still get 5 or 6 big blinds out of our opponent, which when he only has 20 is quite significant. I think my math was wrong there. Yeah, he's got 40 bigs. Either way, folds. It's a good board for us to c-bet. It's also a fine board for us to check it down and take our showdown value with the king high. 3-bet and take with king 10 suited, which is consistent with our strategy of 3-betting our suited broadways and flatting the more marginal hands. And I think we've 3-bet some trash as well. And we'll not be peeling with 6 high. So we defend the 10 high. And when it's checked back, take a stab with our gutter and give up once called on the turn. Think that's cool. You could maybe consider firing the river to try to move him off ace high, or an inner pair between the queen and the king. But either way, no need. Again, I just don't think we need to be betting so big, especially against this opponent who is definitely playing on the weaker side, definitely not in the hero boat. Wow, no bluff attempt with the 8 high. Pretty weak. Yeah, against people who are like not capable of making hero calls, you just don't need to be betting on the big side. Bet an amount that you're sure is going to get called. If we were playing against that UK guy, however, ooh, little spot here. I'm more on board with the big bets. So here, let's go with Al's analysis. I remember capital LOLing here when I got check raised. I love calling in these spots and making Villain decide if he wants to go for it and put his stack at risk. He's only really repping 3s and 10-8 for value. He has some draws, but not too many. And we got blockers for those hands. So I was gladly calling the raise to see how he would react on the turns, and on the turn when he checks, I'm slightly worried he's check shoving, so I like checking back to make it look like I have a pair that I'm okay with getting a showdown. And when he checks on the river, we can bluff. Oh, I turned my head back and saw we hit a jack, so we can go for value. But, if he's folding on the jack river, he's clearly folding on any river that doesn't improve him. So I think the intention to float there with the gutter, just because our opponent is so polarized and so rarely has a real hand and mostly has bluffs, I think it's a good spot. Now we're very comfortable with a 6-1 chip lead. And with our opponent getting quite short at 15 blinds, I like the idea of implementing a limping strategy in and along with our raising strategy. Because we can still Ooh. Heads up could be the best hand, 15 bigs. But how much equity does an ace have at the same time? I think it's hard to fold an ace heads up. And we chop it. Yeah, even if we limp in, there's going to be like 140 in the pot, and we can pretty much get stacks in by the river by going with big bets. So we don't need a raise pre to build the pot. Also, our opponent's just playing bad post-flop, so the more room we can have post-flop, the better. So I like keeping the pot small with these limps rather than always going for the min raise. Also, when our opponent jams like he does here, we lose half a big instead of 1.5 bigs. So we limit our losses in these spots. Well, he's not having it with our limps, but he's also giving us walks, so stacks are staying pretty steady, and we definitely would have been ready to go for it there. We'll be ready to go for it here. Oh, we trapped him with the limp call. It was a flip. We lost. Defend and fold to a c-bet. Cool. And we got let into. Well played, Mr. Rowe. You got us. But we will have the last laugh. Oh, we shall. Ha 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 ha. No need to call an all-in with queen high, especially not for 30 big blinds. But we can definitely make a play with our gutter. And now it's interesting when we turn a pair. I don't think it's one that we want to keep just blasting with, so we want to try to check and take this thing to showdown and hope we're good. And pretty unlucky. But what else? Still got a nice lead. And I'm folding here, but I wouldn't be surprised if Al floats. For sure. He's got 2 overcards, heads up. Maybe the king high is good. You could definitely justify continuing there. And I think it's great. I'm learning from this too because I don't think I continue enough heads up. As you guys know, I don't really play too much heads up, but getting to watch things like this really helps me out. So appreciate it, Ali. Thank you for sharing. We got the OP. Gonna get that V. Oh, not the best T. Check back on value on the re. Well played. Well played. And stacks have evened out, but skill has not. So Al just keeps firing, keeps applying that pressure. He's talking about range advantages. I think that's a little too advanced for talking about this video, but maybe in the future. Or maybe you guys already know what it's all about. Mid pair, definitely going to take one off. Would probably fold to further aggression, but this guy's just not really doing anything in the range of multiple barrels. I think we can assume that post-flop he's playing pretty honest, and therefore we just don't have to call him down that wide. We don't have to do anything too heroic. We can play pretty straightforward ourselves, and should be able to grind him back down, and then eventually grind him out the game. Raise the take. Here we could 3-bet. We could just shove. With pocket pairs heads up, that's kind of the easy way to do it. Ooh, and this one's close because he's been shoving a fair bit. And how many blinds is it though? Because like ace nine's definitely a favorite to be the best hand heads up, but 30 blinds is a lot. I think we're going to see a pair a lot. I think we can see a worse ace as well as a better ace, and he had us pipped, which is quite unlucky. I think given the way the match was going, Ali didn't need to take that spot. But if you thought the skill was pretty much even, I think raise calling with ace-9 there is probably fine. Anyway, back to the grindstone. See what I did there? And just every time there's weakness, Al is just going with the big bets, not giving his opponent any room to do any sort of floating. And that's a nice river for us. Send another one. What's this guy doing with nothing? Raises. C-bets. 2 barrels. Now, nothing too out of the norm there. He had oops. I'm giving you a little Canadian-y. King high. What's this guy doing? Just giving up, not putting on any kind of pressure. I mean, bro, just because we called your c-bet doesn't mean we have like a hand that we're definitely calling down all the bets with. And Mr. Rowe is just making this real easy for our hero, who is doing a good job of applying his heads-up sit-and-go experience and just using that skill, knowing how to read his opponent's hand, knowing how much to bet, just taking down all the pots where no one has anything. And heads up, most of the time, no one has anything. So if you can be the guy who's winning the pots when everyone missed, you are going to be the guy who's winning the majority of pots. Heads up. And that's how you're going to get all the money. 2 barrels with the flush draw. Yes, we hit it. Let's go for some value. Please bet less than 600. Ow, man. Make it easier for your opponent to call. You're not dealing with... You know who you're dealing with. River sizing is just big because that's what I've been doing all match, but he hasn't been calling you, man. So if you have a hand where you want to get called, maybe you should do something different. I understand you want to be consistent in your play, and against a good opponent, that would be a good thing to do, but you don't need to be consistent against this guy. You can just do what you think is going to work the best for what you want to have happen on this occasion. Yeah, that's it. I like the shove. I see in your notes you would have preferred a limp re-raise, but you don't really want to limp and just call off with ace-deuce. And he hasn't been raising small, so he's not going to give you room to shove over a small raise. So I think just shoving's better. And king-9, we may call a shove there. Ace-9, we can definitely shove. Although that's a hand that we could be more inclined to limp trap with than the ace-deuce for obvious reasons. Jack-10. Either way is fine. Oh, I get 5 million. That's a cool looking chip. A little red and gold. Got a little grips gold up in there. Yeah, we like that color, don't we? The color of success. Oh, and top pair. Why don't you just bet and get it in? Oh, you missed out on some value, bro. You missed out on like 1.5 big blinds right there. Not calling with the 4 high. Going for the steal with the Jack-3, not calling with Queen-7, and oh, we gonna do a little hero? Not that much of a hero. Raise and take, fold the 10 high, and oh, we're at hand 700 of 700, so I wonder what's gonna happen. Put him in, he calls, maximum sweat, please. What are we up against? Oh, shit. We're in such bad shape, and if we lose, he's going to have 30 bigs and still be behind in stacks. This is the power of whittling your opponent down, so that even when they do wake up with a premium hand, if you lose the race, you're still in a favorable position, and you can get right back to what you were doing. Whereas if we hadn't been winning all those orphan pots, stacks would be more even, and this would have been much more painful for us if we were to lose this. You're going to win this? I wish they didn't know it was hand 700, so we wouldn't have the spoiler, but man, I wish I could see the live reaction of player 5332876RO when this run out happened. He's like, oh, no, don't do it, man, don't do it. I got the blocker. You can't put a jack out there. Anything but a 7. Nice hand, good game. Congratulations to our victor, Ali Imsirovic. Very well played game. Few mistakes here and there, obviously. Some spats, lots to learn from, and that's what it's all about. We saw some very expert play, especially around the final table bubble. I thought was played amazingly. I thought the heads up was played very well, and I thought a lot of the shorthanded play was very strong, which is consistent with the way he plays. I mean, heads up sit and goes where his bread and butter, and he was opening tons of pots, which, you know, is what you want to do in your shorthanded or heads up. I think it was a little bit loose for 9-handed, so I would recommend tightening up those ranges a little bit, especially pre-ante. But this just goes to show, again, that if you're going to err on the side of doing something too much, it should be betting and raising rather than folding. So aggressive errors, if you want to call them errors, are way more likely to win you a tournament than passive errors are. It gets rewarded. So if you're going to be a donk, be an aggro donk. But if you've watched this video series all the way to this point, you're probably not a donk, and you're probably well on your way to being very successful. So I had a blast. this is going to wrap up the series. I learned a ton. I look forward to watching this again and getting in the discussion with you guys. So post your questions as you have them. I'll be watching this, maybe a week later, and I'll be going through the comments. I know Ali has already been very active in the comments already. So thank you for that, and you guys will be hearing from him if you post anything up there. Also, we have a special surprise. Ali got 4th place in this tournament the next time he played it, as I mentioned in the first part. So we'll be bringing you that with a little bit of a spin. But I think you've had plenty of info to work with here, plenty of things you can take to the bank and really step it up and get stacking. So I'm not going to keep you any longer. Y'all know what to do. Take what you learned, go out there and get stacking. Oh, but wait, there's more.
As for the tournament, when I knew that I had won, like when the final hand was dealt, it was like after 13-hour tournament, after not sleeping for like 2 days, I was so like tired, but I couldn't even go to sleep because I was just so excited about the tournament. All my friends were going crazy for me. It was literally like the most amazing feeling I've had in like probably ever. It was awesome. As for talking directly about the grips training site, it's helped me so much to get to where I am today. Like about 3 years ago, I started just playing the game for fun with like friends and family, and I was just getting crushed, like getting my ass whooped every fucking time. It wasn't very fun, and like for some reason, like I just loved the game, even though I was getting my ass whooped so often. So I was just like, all right, I'm gonna start reading books. I'm gonna beat all these guys. I started reading some books, and I got a little better. But like even the books back then were pretty outdated. I'm not gonna lie. And I started reading books and got a little better. Was still getting crushed. My dad is pretty good at the game, so he would just crush me every time. And then I was just looking online, looking how to get better. I was asking questions at forums and stuff. And then I saw Grips on YouTube. And the first thing I saw was the MTT strategy guide. And I literally watched the whole thing right there. And I was hooked right there. I literally watched, like I don't know how many videos I watched in a day, like so many times on this site. It helped me so much to grow as a player and really improved. What I do to, because I do this for a living pretty much, and I like to have a routine, basically. I used to have really, really bad sleeping habits, as you can see from the tournament win. But after the tournament win, I really was, I started going to sleep at like 10, 11 p.m. and waking up like at 6 a.m. And like I would go to the gym, or actually I would wake up, eat, and I would either go to the gym, or I would, if I wouldn't go to the gym, I would look up what time they had yoga, and I would do that. But then I would either stay at home or go to a coffee shop. And for some reason, I do my best thinking at coffee shops. And I bring my laptop, and I just like watch training videos. I take notes. I rewatch training videos. I ask questions. Like I do whatever I can to just like get better at the game as best I can. So like, and then by like 12 or 1 p.m., I get on my grind. Like I'm either playing heads up sit and goes, playing some cash. Right now, either 400 NL to 1,000 NL basically, or I play tournaments. The thing is, the tournaments of Bovada aren't as profitable as cash is, but like I just really enjoy tournaments a lot more than I do cash. So that's why I'm still playing tournaments, even though I can play as high as 1K NL. When Evan asked how I tend to celebrate my victory and what changes I made to my life, I really, because I was so tired, it was like 1 a.m. at night, I didn't really do much to celebrate. Like my friends were going crazy for me. I was like, thanks guys, like I gotta get some sleep, you know? And then as for change that made my life, like I didn't really, okay, I guess it did change my life, but like I didn't like start going on like a spending spree or anything like that. I just kept my money. I invested it into stuff like Hold'em resources calculator, pro poker tools, invested into the top trading sites in the world, and really just dedicate myself to getting better, because that's all I want to do. I just want to become the best player I can be. Like when you're going like through like training videos and all that, like if you're on grips, like like there's a lot of stuff that you might not understand, and you don't want to sound stupid, but just post it in the comments, post in forums, post in whatever. Just like rewatch videos, really understand like why something is right and why something isn't. Like just really question every single play, and you'll improve immensely. And like I didn't really spend that much money for my victory. I helped some people pay some bills that were struggling, but that's pretty much it. Tomorrow's Black Friday, so I'm probably gonna spend like $500 then, but nothing extravagant really. If I would tell someone out there who dreams of having a big result one day, but may just be starting, like it's definitely possible. Like I started out of nothing. I was playing like free rolls on stars before Black Friday, and full tilt. Like I was just like I wasn't very good. I was pretty bad, but like I just really dedicated myself. Like I just fell in love with the game, all its complexities, and how it's continuously getting harder and harder. You have to keep getting better and better. Like it's just amazing. Like it's something I love doing, and yeah, like just really hone your skills and just work as hard as you can. Grips is a great place to start. Just you can watch his videos on his live streams on Twitch. Those are useful. You can ask any questions you want. You can watch his videos on YouTube. You just have a lot of resources out there through Grips that can help you improving and better as a player, and will thus, I not guarantee you, but you'll have a much better chance of getting a big score one day that everybody dreams about. And that's pretty much all I gotta say. So, all right, guys, this has been Alli, courtesy of Grips.com. Take what you learn, go out there, and get stacking.
Yeah, we get it stacking. Grips.com, tell you how to get it stacking. The flops I be smashing, the pots I be blasting. Grips.com, tell you how to get it stacking. When the main event, man, that could never happen. The Grips.com, tell you how to get it stacking. Now you're picking up traction, getting action. Grips.com, tell you how to get it stacking.
Stack it up, cash it in, damn, I win again. Many friends come to play, cause I'm on the internet. Better yet, I flop the turn and take a chance upon the river. I'll bluff you with the 7-2 offsuit, whatever's clever, call you all in while your chip stacks fall in. Better believe the dealer, cause the game just started. Don't know the rules, you bet it all and then you risk it. If you wanna learn it, you should go online and hit up Grips it.
Yeah, we get it stacking. Grips.com, tell you how to get it stacking. The flops I be smashing, the pots I be blasting. Grips.com, tell you how to get it stacking. When the main event, man, that could never happen. The Grips.com, tell you how to get it stacking. Now you're picking up traction, getting action. Grips.com, tell you how to get it stacking. Ever since a young cat, want a pocket stack with cash in the fast stack, crammed in the clam clip. Gotta get the action, gotta get it stacking. Dollars on the noggin, want a lot of transactions. Started as a little retarded, now with the knowledge, playing cards, flopping. Bombarded cause it was harder than I thought. Then I got on Grips.com, asking and got what I needed to beat him and get it stacking. Yeah, we get it stacking. Grips.com, tell you how to get it stacking. The flops I be smashing, the pots I be blasting. Grips.com, tell you how to get it stacking. When the main event, man, that could never happen. The Grips.com, tell you how to get it stacking. Now you're picking up traction, getting action. Grips.com, tell you how to get it stacking. Yeah, we get it stacking. Grips.com, tell you how to get it stacking. The flops I be smashing, and pots I be blasting. Grips.com, tell you how to get it stacking. When the main event, man, that could never happen. The Grips.com, tell you how to get stacking. Now you're picking up traction, getting action. Grips.com, tell you how to get it stacking. Yeah, we get it stacking. Grips.com, tell you how to get it stacking. The flops I be smashing, and pots I be blasting. Grips.com, tell you how to get it stacking. When the main event, man, that could never happen. The Grips.com, tell you how to get it stacking.